Why is Pluto no longer a planet? If you learned the solar system when there were 9 planets, you probably still remember Pluto sitting at the very end. Then, in 2006, Pluto was suddenly reclassified and was no longer considered one of the major planets. So, what exactly changed, and why did astronomers decide that it was no longer a planet? Welcome to the Intrigue Factor. For more than 75 years, Pluto was known as the 9th planet. Then, seemingly overnight, our solar system went from 9 planets to 8. So, what exactly happened to Pluto? In 1930, young American astronomer Clyde Tombaugh discovered Pluto while searching for an unknown world beyond Neptune. At the time, astronomers knew very little about this distant object. They could not clearly see its surface, and early estimates suggested that it might be much larger than it actually was. Pluto was soon accepted as the 9th planet. Its name was suggested by Venetia Burney, an 11-year-old girl in England. Pluto was the Roman god of the underworld. For several decades, Pluto had a secure place in our planetary family. But as telescopes improved, astronomers discovered that Pluto was unusual. It is much smaller than the 8 major planets. Pluto is approximately 2,377 kilometers across, only about 1/5 the width of Earth, and smaller than Earth's moon. Its orbit is also different. Most planets travel around the Sun along nearly circular paths that lie close to the same flat plane. Pluto's orbit is more stretched out and noticeably tilted. The problem began when astronomers started finding other distant worlds. Pluto is located in the Kuiper Belt, a vast region beyond Neptune containing many icy objects left over from the formation of the solar system. As scientists explored this region, they discovered objects such as Haumea, Makemake, and, most importantly, Eris. Eris was announced in 2005. Early observations suggested that it might be larger than Pluto. We now know that Pluto is slightly wider, while Eris is more massive, but the discovery created an immediate problem. If Pluto was a planet, shouldn't Eris also be one? And if astronomers continued finding similar objects, how many planets would eventually have to be added to the solar system? Scientists needed a clearer definition of the word planet. In August 2006, members of the International Astronomical Union, or IU, voted on a new definition. According to that definition, an object in our solar system must meet 3 conditions to be considered a planet. First, it must orbit the Sun. Second, it must have enough gravity to pull itself into a nearly round shape. Pluto passes these 2 conditions. But the third condition caused the problem. A planet must have cleared the neighborhood around its orbit. Clearing the neighborhood means that the object has become gravitationally dominant in its orbital region. Over time, a planet's gravity removes, captures, or controls most of the smaller objects traveling near its path. Earth and the other 7 planets dominate their orbital neighborhoods. Pluto does not. It travels through the Kuiper Belt alongside a large population of other icy bodies. Pluto is one of the largest members of that region, but it does not gravitationally dominate it. Pluto therefore meets only 2 of the 3 requirements. The IU placed it in a newly defined category, dwarf planet. This is why saying that Pluto was removed because it was too small is not completely correct. Size was part of what made astronomers question Pluto's classification, but there is no simple minimum size in the IU definition. The deciding issue was Pluto's inability to clear its orbital neighborhood. The decision reduced the official number of planets in our solar system from 9 to 8, but not every scientist agreed. Some planetary scientists argue that an object should be classified mainly by its physical characteristics, not by what surrounds its orbit. Under this alternative approach, a round world with complex geology could be considered a planet regardless of whether it has cleared its neighborhood. Others support the IU definition because it separates the 8 gravitationally dominant planets from the much larger population of smaller worlds. In 2015, NASA's New Horizons spacecraft became the first, and so far the only, spacecraft to explore Pluto up close. Before the flyby, many people imagined Pluto as a small, frozen, and perhaps inactive ball. Instead, New Horizons revealed a surprisingly complex world. Pluto has enormous mountains made largely of water ice. It has valleys, plains, craters, and slowly moving glaciers made from frozen nitrogen. Its most recognizable feature is a vast, bright, heart-shaped region. Part of this region, called Sputnik Planitia, contains a huge plain of nitrogen ice that appears to be slowly circulating. Pluto also has a thin atmosphere, composed mainly of nitrogen with smaller amounts of methane and carbon monoxide. And it is accompanied by 5 known moons: Styx, Nix, Kerberos, Hydra, and the largest, Charon. Charon is approximately half the size of Pluto. The two are so closely connected that they are sometimes informally described as a double world. Pluto remains exactly where it has been for billions of years. What changed was our understanding of the solar system around it. The discovery of the Kuiper Belt showed us that Pluto was not a lonely ninth planet at the edge of space. It was the first known example of an entire family of distant, icy worlds. Pluto may no longer be officially classified as a planet, but Pluto did not become less important. Our picture of the solar system simply became much bigger. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.